What is good, guys? Thanos here. But in all seriousness, today we actually got to do a bit of housekeeping or maintenance really on the 33.4. If you remember in the video where we raised the Skyline, I actually discovered that my front brake pads are like right on the edge, and in fact after my drive back from ABC Circuit, they started hitting the indicator and making that kind of high-pitched noise to let me know that my brakes need changing. Now, the only issue was I thought I wasn't going to be able to go drifting this week because it's Golden Week, it finally finishes on Tuesday, and I can't get any parts for my car whatsoever to fix it, like brake pads, rotors, or anything. Luckily on Friday, I spent the entire day with Oka-chan at his workshop, and it was just me, him, and May, and we actually did a whole bunch of bonding, I guess. I did a bunch of work with him, and we fixed a car that was there together, which was heaps of fun. And we also discussed and worked out everything involved with the S15. So by the end of this month, start of next month, we will be actually able to reveal that to you, and why it's all been kind of kept under the wraps and why it's taken so long. It'll all make sense then, trust me, it's really exciting. But while I was there with Oka-chan, I said to him, listen, I'm really sorry, I probably can't go to Okajuku on Monday because of these brakes. And he was like, what are you talking about, man? I got you hooked up. So here we go. We got ourselves some really nice Endless Super Street M Sports pads for the front. Now, for now, we're just throwing these in. We're not gonna get new rotors just yet because, yeah, there's just nowhere I could get rotors from. But we got the pads, and that's all that really matters. We're gonna slip those in with the current rotors, and then after Golden Week, which is Tuesday, I'm gonna take the rotors off and get them machined. There's a really good place down the road, actually, near SDF that does all that type of stuff. So what I can do is, I have a spare set of rotors, actually, from that 33 I wrecked. I'm gonna take those down there, get them to machine those. I'm going to put those on because those are actually in better condition than the ones on the car right now. So anyways, long intro, I know, but I wanted to give you guys some context. Let's get into this and switch out these brake pads, and then we'll just do all the usual checks on the car, bolt checking and stuff like that for the drift event tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Okajuku, tandem practice. We got knuckles now, bit of bullet angle, and we're going to be hanging out with some cool friends again. So smash that like button. Okay, so when doing your brake pads on a Skyline, it's actually really easy. First thing you want to do is remove this pin, and if you're not familiar, good thing to do as well is just take a picture of everything before you touch anything, and then that way just put everything down in order and pretty much put everything back together as you saw it when you took it all off. Now, when you slide this pin out, it's going to cause this thing to pop out, so a good thing to do is just keep your hand on there as you slide out the first pin. And as you can see, that way this doesn't come flying out. Also, once again, everything orientates a certain way, so that goes in that way, not the other way around. Cool, so we got the first pin out. And now we'll grab the second pin, which should be pretty loose now. Look at that. Now, should just have some loose pads to pull out. There you guys go, pretty straightforward. Now, you do need to push these pistons back in. You can get some special piston compressor tools and stuff, but I normally just use like a piece of multi-grips, and I put a piece of cardboard under them so they don't take off my paint on the caliper side. But as you guys can see, these were right down, getting really close to the metal. They weren't on the metal, but they were definitely getting close. So definitely good that we're changing these out today. There we go. And these are the little indicators, and see how they were in line with the pad there. So that's why these are starting to rub on the rotor and make that noise, and that's how I knew that the pads needed to be changed. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my multi-grips out, compress these pistons a bit, also check my brake fluid, make sure that doesn't overflow, because when you compress these pistons, brake fluid's going to push back up into your reservoir on your master. So definitely keep an eye on that too, because you don't want brake fluid dribbling down in your engine bay and ruining your paint job. Okay, so once you finish compressing the pistons, you can pretty much just slip in the pads. They just slide straight in like this. You might need to like wriggle around the rotor a little bit just to get them to line up and slide in, but it's very straightforward.
just like so. Now, what you want to do here is put like your top pin in, or one even, doesn't really matter, just to get them lined up. Use your little screwdriver here to just kind of wriggle them around, get them in the right position. But it's really easy. Once you've got that in, then essentially all you need to do, remembering the same orientation that you took this stuff off, is put everything back the way it was. Now it's also a really good idea to put some anti-seize on this pin. I'm going to redo these, like I said, when I do my rotors, so I'm not too fussed about it. But sometimes you also got to tap this pin in. There we go. Sweet. So there you go. Pads are kind of replaced. All we got to do now is put the pin in. So we'll just move those 2 pinholes like that around the right way. These bad boys, this just slides in there like that. This one slides in. We need to orientate that a bit better. There we go. And then that clicks in there. And you're done. That's one side of your brakes switched out. Super easy to do. It's pretty hard to stuff up, but like I said, as long as you take that picture at the start, that'll really help you if you have any issues. But yeah, like if you've done brake pads once, you can pretty much do them on any car. Really easy to do. Okay, so that's one side done now. What I'm going to do is move everything over there, set up a time lapse and smash that out, and then we'll be ready to go for a drive and bed the new pads in. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys these pads that we're using. Now, these are an endless pad. They're obviously a well-known brake performance part company in Japan. Endless, you know, they're probably aftermarket brake kits with the huge rotors and calipers that cost a fortune. But I just want to show you the pads that we went through, the M Sports. They're kind of like a really good happy medium. So if you have a look at this graph here, is a really good example. This is the circuit area here. And you can see here that these ones kind of come into the street range and into the circuit range. So kind of like perfect for this car. We're obviously not anywhere near the full circuit range, but I love that this kind of covers street, windy roads and mountains and circuit. So really good for that. And obviously the pads themselves, I actually really like them because these don't have any of these, you know, this crap here. So the only bad thing about these though is you got to obviously watch your brakes. You can't put these in if you don't know what you're doing with brakes and you don't check your brakes from time to time, because these don't have the little indicators that rub on your rotor to let you know that your pads need changing, like these little things down here that were on the other one that were rubbing. And wow, you can see that I've gotten a lot of heat into these because they're like cracking and splitting. If the camera will focus, see that crack in the pad there? Hang on, come on camera, you can do it. You can do it. Damn it, I really want to show you guys this crack here. Come on camera, there you go. Oh, there it is. See how it's like all cracking? Yeah. These are just like a standard, really super standard street pad that I threw in these. No, actually this is the ones that came in the car, so I didn't even know what these are. I don't see any branding anywhere, so they could just, oh there you go, Dixel ones. Sweet. So anyways, we're putting nice fresh endless ones in now, which are beautiful. Slide that puppy in there, and then we'll go line them up. All right, I'll finish this and we'll pick it back up. Okay, we're ready to party. Gonna go out for a quick test drive because I did a little bit of a change to my alignment and we need to bed in the new pads. So we're gonna go do that now. Make sure all is well. Tomorrow we'll be drifting this puppy, so I'll probably be getting up at like 4:35 a.m. to head up to Tsukuba Circuit, just so I can dodge all the traffic. Because traffic getting into Tokyo at like 6-7 a.m. is death, so I always try to avoid it and then spend like an hour and a half sleeping in the PA on the other side of Tokyo. But anyways, let's go out and bed these pads. Okay, so I bedded in the pads and I thought it would be time to stop at my favorite little vending machine here. We're gonna try something different today. I'm not going for coffee like I normally would, because tonight I'm actually gonna be going to bed probably relatively early. We're gonna try Mets Black. I've actually never had this for some crazy reason, but we'll give it a go. Cheap 110 yen. I wonder if we're gonna win anything today. Oh, see, I swear every time you're only 1 digit away. That's like a scam, right? Okay, so I'm just assuming that this is like Kieran's brand of cola. But find out now. Well, it's definitely black. Let's find out. Wow. It's not cola at all. I don't know what it is. It kind of just tastes like soda water with a hint of something that I can't even put my tongue on. I can't figure that out. What is that? I can't explain it. That's really bizarre. It tastes good though. I don't know if it's got like a hint of cola or what, but it's so mild. This is like really, really refreshing. It literally tastes like mineral water or soda water, but with like a really mild hint of cola, I guess? I don't know. I can't figure out what that flavor is. It's good though. I definitely recommend trying it. Damn, there you guys go. Okay, so once I was done with bedding in the brake pads, I took the car for a spirited drive to try and like test out the brakes and see if there was much of a difference. And in all honesty, I'm gobsmacked with how much better the car feels through braking. And I think it's because I'm running a staggered setup now. I've got the high performance pads in the front with the soft standard ones in the rear. And I think because, you know, your front brakes take the brute force, they heat up the most, right? And your rears generally never really heat up that much, especially if you put high performance pads in the rear. It's well known that because they never get enough heat in them unless you're doing like crazy time attack and getting a lot onto your brakes, that the rear stays kind of quite cold. So you generally get this feeling of floaty and boatiness in the rear through braking when you've got high performance pads in there because they can just never heat up. But now because I'm running that high performance in the front with the soft in the rear, it's like leveled out perfectly and the car feels way more planted and solid through braking now, and the rear doesn't have that feeling whatsoever anymore of like floating around. So I'm actually I'm completely shocked. I didn't expect it to make such a difference. I'm not saying that that's just because I've got endless pads or anything like that. I just think it's because we've got that staggered setup now. So maybe something for you guys to try if you're feeling that in the rear end through braking, like heavy braking and stuff. Definitely think that's worth trying out. Anyways, I'm gonna finish parking the car, go inside, and then we'll pick it up from there. This is why I love the Skyline so much. Look how awesome the 33 taillights look. I really love the depth of field that they have. I'm just finishing up packing now. I've got to load a few more things into the boot of the car for tomorrow so I don't have to do anything in the morning. All right, we're all packed and ready for tomorrow now. Keen as, time to edit this video, actually upload it, and then go to bed early, hopefully, fingers crossed. Way too keen to take that out and do some tandem practice tomorrow with Oka-chan and Oyama-san. Okay, so a pretty simple video for today. We did brake pads and then mainly drift prep, checking over the whole car and whatnot. It's super important to do that before you go to a drift event. You know, check your fluids, check all your bolts, anything that you've touched recently, just triple check. You know, like with the angle kit and stuff like that, I went over everything that we touched there when that was put on and made sure everything was all sweet. Made some adjustments to the alignment, as you know, but I'm just way too excited to hit the track tomorrow. First, like, full day at the track drifting since, like, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. Like, seriously, it's like since Australia trip and everything. Like, I mean, I know I did a bit of drifting at Ebisu, but that's nothing compared to a full day. And tomorrow is like an actual dedicated training day. So first 2 sessions, I'll get the hang of the knuckles and the track and the car, and then it'll be like non-stop suisaw practice. Suisaw is tandem drifting. So I'm like, yeah, I'm also curious because the extra angle, how that's going to change my driving style there, how I'm going to be, like, how much extra confidence that's going to give me, because I'm not going to be stressing about spinning out anymore because that's so rarely going to happen with that extra angle. Yeah, I'm really curious. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. And then I think the brakes are going to add a bit of difference there too to my driving style, because with my left foot braking during tandems, I can probably be a lot less on the brakes now, so that may be a bit interesting to try and get the hang of. But either way, I really enjoy when I learn something new, and I feel like tomorrow is just going to be an awesome day for that. Fingers crossed nothing goes wrong with the Skyline. I'd like to drive home, but I mean, you know, it's a normal track day normal like Gymkhana kind of Okajuku day, so we're just going to be non-stop smashing it over and over and over, and yeah, tandems tomorrow. I've got all the GoPros charging and ready. Get excited, smash the like button, guys. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and all that jazz.
I will catch you all in the next video, but before I leave, tell me what you think of my hair. Do you like the purple? I do. I think it's very relevant. Hashtag Thanos. Anyways, jump out the net, guys.